It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, the 26th of August, 2015. And we would like to start with a message that we have been telling people for quite some time now. It goes like this.
No way! I got goosebumps! The Rock is here! Wait a minute, have I seen what I think I've seen? Get it! This is what pay-per-views are about! You can never know! Oh man! It's Mick Foley! Mick Foley is here!
Remember when wrestling was real to you? Remember when none of us knew? Join the Kayfabe Revolution. Kayfabe Revolution. Make it what it's supposed to be. The MWC Universe brings you #Enjoy Wrestling. Enjoy Wrestling all over again.
That is the message we want to tell the world.
Yes.
If there is one thing that this show can do, it is to tell you to enjoy wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode final show of the Midweek Wrestle Chat with myself, Tony James, and
Aaron Blanchard, the podcast enhancer. Very sad enhancer this evening.
You are very sad. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat box, this show would not be anything without the MWC Universe. In the chat box, we've got Martin. Hello, mate. He says hello. Christopher David Jenkins, who has never missed a show. I love Christopher. Sob, sob, he says. Good evening, Claire Haycock, the queen of the MWC Universe. And we have Janio, who says, all right.
All right.
All right. Like having Cole Pilkington in the box, isn't it?
All right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the final ever episode of the Midweek Wrestle Chat. Never did I think I would say those words.
No.
Never did I think that this night would come.
No, it's so sad.
It is very sad. Now, I did a little YouTube video which explained the actions of the podcaster. We have got a Tuesday night show called Carnage,
Yes.
which is doing very well at the moment. Aaron has done a wonderful UFC show. It's very sad indeed, says Martin. But Martin, hold on to your knickers, my friend. Because more is coming. More news is coming. Thursday nights, we have Fight Camp with Aaron Blanchard, which is doing very well, young man.
Thank you very much.
You sit there on your own, talking to yourself, all about the sport that you love of UFC.
Yes, and I'm really chuffed that it's doing really well. Thank you, everybody who's like listening to it and sending me messages and stuff. It's lovely. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. So that is on. So basically, we've got that on a Tuesday. No, we've got Carnage on a Tuesday. Fight Camp on a Thursday. Fight Camp on a Thursday.
And that's all because of this show as well.
That's all because of this. It's all expanding, and we're going global. It's a very good show, Aaron, says Martin.
Thank you very much.
You see, one man is understanding. No, it's good. It's good because people like myself and Martin and a few others, when you rabble on about the MMA, we have no idea what you're going on about. And it's brilliant that you are able to tell us all with Fight Camp a little bit of an insight as a true fan, and we can tell you're a fan by the way you talk about it.
I like to think I'm not giving it like over the top. It's very simple. It's what you actually need to know. It's no jargon. It's straight to the point. It's everything you actually need to know. And I hope it helps people get into what I think is, like, at the moment, the greatest sport in the world.
Yes.
In which UFC. I really believe that MMA has taken over the world. I think boxing is on the edge of death because of it.
Yeah, we're going to do a Ronda bomb later because I want to talk about Ronda Rousey.
You can.
Or Ronda Arousal and Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, they've been having a bit of a fight, haven't they?
They have an half. So we'll talk about that a little bit later with our MMA, your last ever MMA roundup.
Yes, I've got some new. I've actually got a little Ronda bomb myself.
Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But it's not negative. The fact is that there are a lot of American shows that talk about wrestling and what's just happened on Raw and all the pay-per-views, and they do really well, and they're really cool, and they've got it all sussed, and they've got the listeners, and they've got the figures.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, we're getting listeners. And in fact, over the last week, we've had a few extra listeners, but it's not quite enough to warrant, after almost 2 years, I think 2 years of the show.
19 months, I think it is, yeah.
Oh, was it? So a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's not really... But it does cost a lot of money to put these shows out there, and like any business, if it's not working, you've got to make a change. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to do. We love wrestling so much. You guys love wrestling, and we've got such a lovely community. We wouldn't let you go, people. We wouldn't say goodbye and go, that's the end, because we want to talk about wrestling, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
We love wrestling. We love the memories. Coming soon from the podcast hut. Available on iTunes, Spreaker, the Wrestling Retrospect Podcast Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Retrospect. Basically, we are going to look back. The WWE Network is such a massive thing. We all love it. We all go on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history on there. Exciting things like when the Dudleys come back and people go, oh my God, the Dudleys. We are going to relive all those moments. We're going to talk about wrestling the way we should be talking about it. Because we love wrestling, we're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about the Attitude Era. We're going to talk about WCW. We're going to talk about certain wrestlers. We might dedicate a show to Mr. Perfect, one of my favourites.
That would be amazing.
We might dedicate a show to the Dudleys. I can get excited, like we used to, about all these old school wrestlers, the old pay-per-views. We can choose things. You guys can get involved and go, oh, you've got to watch this pay-per-view. I watched it the other week. I know Martin's on the network all the time. He loves it. Claire has got the network. Claire was on the network before anyone was on the network. I mean, she might have done it in different ways to anyone else, but she was on it. So we're going to talk about these things, and we're going to enjoy wrestling the way we should be enjoying wrestling. And we're going to talk about all of those things. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's something big happening, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, if there's something that's just happened, like an NXT event, then we will talk about those things as well. But the priority of the show won't be to talk about Monday Night Raw. Who walked down the ramp? When did they walk down the ramp? Match for match. Do you know what I mean? Had it since day one. Got myself a 90210 postcode, says Martin. That's incredible. He also says, sounds great, different. Claire is just laughing because we all know what Claire's doing. Do you know what I mean? She's all over that network. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we really hope that you join us. We're going to have a little break. We're going to have a couple of weeks off.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of admin to do as far as launching the show. We're going to keep, if you follow us on MWC Universe, I will do everything I can to keep that account so we're all following each other and all the rest of it. I shall just rebrand it and try and rename it as well, Wrestling Retrospect. And it's going to be a brand new show, and it's going to be very exciting. If you've got a favourite wrestler, if you've got a favourite event, if you've got a favourite year, a pay-per-view, whatever it is, you can get in touch with us.
A gimmick, anything.
Anything. You can talk to us.
Anything.
You can go, I used to love this. I used to love Doink the Clown. Remember when Doink and Crush had that fight? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about different events, all the rest of it. So, people, we really hope, after all your support here at the MWC Universe, we hope you come with us to the new show. And if you want to tell us in the chat box, just to give us a little bit of faith, that'll be lovely. It's going to be on iTunes. It's still going to be on Spreaker. We'll still do it. And, of course, there will be a slot free on a Wednesday night. So it may well be Wednesdays. We're just going to have a few weeks to readjust and get things right to do a big relaunch. And you guys can get in touch when we tweet about it or Facebook, share it, let people know about it, all the rest of it. And that's it. It's as simple as that. But tonight it brings us to this show where we are talking about Raw. I'm just going to let me open this door. Look, hang on. And let's get him out. There he is. We couldn't have the last MWC Universe show, the Midweek Wrestle Chat, without the cartoon chipmunk, could we? So he's here as well, all right? Along with you beautiful people. Claire says, sounds great. That has made me so happy.
Yes.
Because I genuinely worry about what people think, so it's cool.
Yeah, we just want to, we've been on this positive spin on wrestling for ages because we're fed up of all the negativity that goes with wrestling or the press. So let's step away from the weekly stuff. Let's look about all the stuff we absolutely love. This is the best idea we've had. We can just talk openly and positively about.
And this is the good thing about this is it's things that. Oh, sorry, your signal's going out.
And everything that's ace that makes us massive.
All right, okay. We've lost Aaron a little bit there, so we'll come back to him. I'll take him down because he's just... But the thing is, are you back with us, Aaron?
Yes, I'm back. Hello.
Yeah, he's back. That's all right. So, yeah, that's the thing. We can take away... By not talking about the weekly show, it takes away the worry of spoilers as well. But we will still be talking. Martin says we'll be tuning in. Glad you're not giving up on the wrestling podcast in chat. Oh, not at all. This is where it all began. We genuinely, wrestling for me, I started watching when I was about 8 years old. I absolutely love wrestling. I'm 38 now. I look about 58, but that's not the point. The Bishop will be listening as well. Do you know, that genuinely makes me so happy. What we need to do is just get people on board and make it a real thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to bother with jingles and emails and Twitters because there's not much point, is there, quite frankly, apart from you can follow Aaron on @PodcastEnhancer over on Twitter. And on top of that, Thursday nights, by the way, there's another show. Monday nights.
Monday nights, yeah.
There's a new show called The Nobody Diaries. I might as well talk about it very quickly.
Yes.
Which
is
is
very exciting.
You've got your own show on Thursdays. I've got my own show. Now, I gave you a sample of the show, didn't I, the other day? You had a listen.
I loved it, buddy. It was excellent.
Did you really enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. It was very good. It's not your standard podcast.
No, it's not.
And that's the beautiful thing of it. Like mine, Fight Camp, it's me talking, and it's me just information. Yours is just, it is actually a diary.
It's like a diary, but not written down. So it's called The Nobody Diaries. There is a little trailer now on Spreaker, and it's going through all the motions to go onto iTunes, which is great. And it's basically following me and my weird, wonderful life because I'm in entertainment. So I do this, which is great, which may be included one day on one of the podcasts. You guys are working a lot. The Podcast Hut must be pleased with you guys. Well, the good people of the Podcast Hut are quite frankly in love with us too. Love us. And probably in a dirty way.
Well, yeah, it's because of this show that we've got these other shows and the expansion happened and they've kept us on board.
Well, that's it.
Can you imagine, like, when we started this 18 months ago, when I first started in episode 6, would we have got a show called Carnage?
Yeah.
You know?
Carnage is doing so well. I cannot believe.
It's just mental.
But this new show, it's going to be following me out and about, and it's not a studio-based show. So it's me out on the road, and it is literally a diary. So if one day I've got a gig and I'm travelling, you'll know about it. Yeah. Because I'll be recording in the car. I've already done a sample, and I was at a gig, and I was talking to people. I was backstage.
It was brilliant.
Wow. But people might hear about this on episode 1.
It's because it's very real.
Yeah, and you don't know what's going to happen. Because like anybody's day, you might go, I've got to go here, here, and here today, but you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who you're going to bump into. The only difference is, I'm recording.
Yeah, there's no script or anything. It's literally on the...
Yeah, it's on the fly, and we literally just go with it, which is so exciting. So we'll see exactly what happens and how it unfolds every show. It'll be going out on a Monday, I believe. So Monday will be the Nobody Diaries. Tuesday will be Carnage. Yes. Wednesday, in a few weeks' time, will be the brand new Wrestling Retrospect. So we're all about wrestling. And Thursday will be Fight Camp. That's 4 nights. Monday to Thursday, people.
There we go.
That is crazy. So, we've had SummerSlam. We've had NXT. We've had Raw.
What a weekend.
It's been amazing.
It's been...
I don't genuinely... Right, let's start with NXT, because... Let's do it in order, because it's been amazing. It has been amazing. I've loved it. I've seen people...